Hello students, I am Professor Isha Mediratta from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. So today we are going to start with the next chapter of our GTU syllabus, that is electronic materials. Weightage of the chapter is 22%, and in today's video we will be discussing some basic terms which are related to electrical conductivity. If you have any queries regarding today's video, you can contact me on this email ID isha.mediratta@ljinstitutes.edu.in. Shall we start? So the first term I will start my video from is Ohm's law. It's a very common term. You must be hearing this since school days. So what does Ohm's law state? It states that current through a conductor between 2 points. Suppose I consider these 2 points. So current flowing through the conductor between 2 points is directly proportional to the voltage across these 2 points. If you measure the voltage across these 2 points, you measure the voltage V across these 2 points, so the current flowing will be directly proportional to this voltage. So we have I proportional to V, which implies I is equals to V upon R. How? We define a proportionality constant. We remove this proportional sign and we define a proportionality constant which we call resistance. So that is the reason we get this relation V is equals to IR. Next, we are going to study resistance. What is resistance? Resistance basically is opposition. Opposition to what? It is the opposition which a material offers to the flow of electric current. So basically the opposition which a material offers to the flow of electric current is resistance. You can say it is the property by which the current flow is restricted or opposed. There are some factors on which resistance depends. It depends directly on the length of conductor. It depends inversely on the cross-section area of conductor. It also depends on nature or type of material, and it depends on temperature of material. So we have the relation R proportional to L by A. So we can say, removing this proportionality constant, we define a term rho, that is resistivity of a material. So R is equals to rho by A. Now there is a relation between resistivity rho and conductivity sigma. They are inversely related. So either you can write resistance as rho L by A, or you can write resistance as L upon sigma A. Unit of resistance is ohm, unit of resistivity is ohm meter, and unit of conductivity is ohm meter whole inverse, or you can write mho meter inverse. Now depending upon temperature, the resistance, if you increase the temperature, resistance is going to increase, because what happens if the temperature increases, there will be more vibrations in the system, and so the electrons will find difficult to flow through the material or conductor. So higher the temperature, higher is the resistance. Now let us discuss what the term current means. Current is basically flow of electric charge. You can also say flow of electrons, but there are some materials like semiconductors in which we have electric current due to holes as well. So we will define current as the flow of electric charge. You can say I is equals to Q by T, where Q is the charge of electron and T is the time taken. So we define ampere as coulomb per second. So ampere is the unit of current. If I tell you what is 1 ampere current, how will you define 1 ampere current? So it is the current which represents 1 coulomb electric charge moving across 2 points in 1 second. So if Q is equals to 1 coulomb and time taken is 1 second, we say that current is equals to 1 ampere. What is 1 ampere current, or what is 1 coulomb charge? 1 coulomb charge is defined as 6.24 into 10 raised to 18 charge carriers. These charge carriers can be protons or it can be electrons. So 1 ampere current means 6.24 into 10 raised to 18 carriers. If they are moving across a point in 1 second, we say the current is 1 ampere. What do you mean by current density? This is the flow of current. You can see this is the flow of current and this is the cross-sectional area. So this is the cross-sectional area. So normal to this, making an angle 90 degree, you get the value of current density. So current per unit area of cross-section of an imaginary plane which is held normal to the direction of flow of current in a current carrying conductor. So current density is a scalar, is a vector quantity which has a direction normal to the cross section area. So we define J as I by A, that is current per unit area. So its unit comes up to be ampere per meter square. Now let us move on to electric field, a very commonly used terminology related to electricity. Electric field is basically, you can say that, suppose I say there is a charge over here, there is a charge over here. So surrounding this charge, there will be effect of this charge. Suppose I say this charge is negative and suppose I bring a positive charge close to this. What will happen? This positive charge will get attracted to the negative charge. Or suppose I bring a negative charge. If I bring this negative charge close to this charge, what will happen? It will get repelled. So the existing charge is applying a force on the other charges. This is the basic definition to understand electric field. But electric field can also be defined as the negative gradient of potential. What do you mean by negative gradient? How much potential drops across a length. That is what is known as the negative gradient of potential. In other words, you can say that it is the potential drop per unit length of a conductor. So suppose I say this is the electric field. So this is the positive charge and this is the negative charge. So flow of electric field will be positive, the flow will be from positive to negative, and suppose I say this is the distance d. So from moving from positive to negative, the potential is dropping or decreasing. So this is what is known as the potential drop, and this is what is known as electric field. So we define E as V upon D. So potential drop per unit length, how much potential has decreased over a unit length, over a certain length. So this will give us the unit as volt per meter or Newton per coulomb. Now let us see what electrical conductivity is. Electrical conductivity is a property which will allow more current to flow through it. It is the opposite of resistance or resistivity. So it is a measure of amount of electric current a material can carry. If a material can carry more current, we say its conductivity is more. We know the relation V is equals to IR, right? Where this relation comes from? This relation comes from Ohm's law. So by using V is equals to IR, we have just now, just in this the starting portion of the video, we discussed that resistance has a relation with length and area. So R is equals to L upon sigma A. So I substitute the value of R in this equation. I get V is equals to Li upon sigma A. Now you know that I upon A is J and I just carry L over here. So I can write I by A is equals to V upon L into sigma. Now this quantity is known as current density and this quantity is known as electric field. So I get the relation of conductivity as conductivity sigma is equals to J upon E. So I can define conductivity as rate of charge flow across unit area per unit potential gradient within a conductor. This is the charge flow per unit area, that is J, and this is the potential gradient or potential drop across a conductor. So this equation gives us the relation J is equals to sigma E. So here I've just tried to show J is equals to sigma E. This is a cross-sectional area. This is the electric field applied. Electrons are moving opposite to it and the holes are moving in the direction. So you get the relation I is equals to J into A. Now let us come on to some basic definitions. Drift velocity. What is drift velocity? Whenever an electric field is applied to a conductor, the electrons experience a force. Suppose I say this is the direction of electric field. This is the applied electric field, positive to negative. So where will the electrons flow? They will get attracted towards the positive terminal. So you will be getting electric flow in this direction. So if electric field is towards the left, flow of electrons, they experience a force, they are accelerated, or you can say they are drifted. They are drifted towards the positive terminal. So this is what is known as the drifting of electrons. So the average velocity which electrons acquire due to this applied electric field is known as drift velocity. Its unit is meter per second. Next is mobility. If you divide this drift velocity by electric field. Drift velocity is denoted as Vd. So how much drift velocity they have acquired with respect to electric field is what is known as mobility mu. The unit of mobility is meter square upon volt second. Relaxation time. It is the time taken by an electron to attain average velocity, which is 1 upon e times its original value. You can say that the electrons are disturbed when electric field is applied. So after disturbance, they are repelled. They move opposite to electric field. They become stable after some time. So the time taken from disturbing state to equilibrium state is also relaxation time. Mean collision time is defined as the average time between two successive collisions. What is mean free path? It is the distance. Path here means the distance. So the average distance which is traveled by electrons between two successive collisions is known as mean free path. When the electrons are exposed to an electric field, they are drifted opposite to electric field. And in because of this drifting, there is collision between the electrons. They collide and they travel. So average distance which they are covering when electric field is present is what is known as the mean free path, which is commonly denoted as lambda. Next, we have a small relation, a relation between electrical conductivity and mobility. So electrical conductivity sigma and the mobility mu. Mobility will be in the presence of electric field because mobility will be defined as the drift velocity electrons have acquired when electric field is present. So relation between sigma and mu. So let us start. If I say n is the number of charge carriers per unit volume, that means the density of any conductor. If L is the length of conductor, A is the cross-sectional area of conductor, then I can say that the total current flowing through the conductor. The current through the conductor is equals to total charge upon the time taken. This is the standard equation of defining current, the charge upon time. So the total charge, if density is this much, will be NeAl, where N is the density of the material, that is number of charge carriers, E is the number of charge carriers, E is the charge of electrons, A is the cross-sectional area, and L is the length, and this T is the time taken. So this much charge, how much time it takes will give us the current. So basis on this equation, now what is this L upon T? Length divided by time taken by electrons to flow. I can define it as the term drift velocity. So I get the relation between current and drift velocity as I is equals to NeAVd. Now we know that current density J is equals to I by A. So if I divide this equation by A, I will be getting J is equals to NeVd because A in the numerator, A in the denominator get cancelled. So J is equals to NeVd. But we have just now derived the relation between conductivity and current density. J is equals to sigma E. So I am actually comparing these two equations. So I get sigma E is equals to NeVd. Now you know that Vd upon E. We have the term Vd upon E. This term is equal to mu. This is known as mobility of a material, mobility of electrons, of charge carriers. So if I have the term J is equals to sigma E, I compare them, I am left with sigma E is equals to NeVd. I just take E in the denominator, so this Vd upon E will give me mu. So I get the relation sigma is equals to Ne mu, and this is a relation which relates electrical conductivity and mobility of charge carriers. So this was all about some basic terms. I'll be starting with free electron theory in my coming video. Hope you have understood the topic. For any queries, you can get back to me on my email ID. Thank you.